Hi, and welcome to week 4 of our salmon series. This week we are going to be exploring the water cycle. So first off, I want you guys to list some uses of water. I can think of drinking water, doing dishes, doing laundry, taking a shower. What are some other uses of water you guys can think of? Good. So would it surprise you if I said that the water that we use today is the same water that the dinosaurs used? I know it seems kind of nuts, but the Earth recycles water through the water cycle. So it's kind of similar to other cycles. So 2 weeks ago, we learned about the salmon life cycle. We learned that salmon start as eggs, and then they're alevin, fry, smolt, adult, they spawn, those spawning fish lay eggs, and the cycle starts again. So it's a continuous circle. The water cycle is very similar to where it's a continuous circle. That's how we keep reusing the water. So last week we talked about watersheds and how they're so important to our salmon and all of us too. So all the water that we use is within our watershed. And we learned that all of the water flows out to bays or the ocean. So you might be wondering what does this have to do with the water cycle, right? So in the video description, there is a link to NOAA's website, and there's a video that describes the water cycle in really good detail that I want you guys to watch now. Hopefully you are all able to access and view the NOAA Fisheries video on the water cycle. I think they do a fantastic job of explaining it. But just to have a quick recap, large bodies of water, like the ocean, get warmed by the sun. That causes evaporation, which that is the water vapor turning into clouds when they turn into condensation. Those clouds form precipitation in the form of rain, snow, sleet, and hail. And that precipitation is what fuels and fills our headwater streams in our watershed and also fills up our groundwater aquifers and in return gives salmon really nice, cold, clean, clear water. So it's another great way to think about how in Eastern Washington or in Ellensburg, where I'm at, we are all so closely tied to the ocean. So all of the water that is in our streams was in the ocean at one point. So now we are going to build a water cycle model. You're going to need a clear plastic bag, a Sharpie, tape, water, food coloring, and a small either plastic or paper Dixie cup. So here I have all of my supplies with me, and what we're going to need first is just our plastic bag and our marker. And what we're going to do is we're going to turn the bag so it's a diamond shape and not a square shape, and we're going to draw the components of the water cycle that we know. So we know that the sun is what evaporates the water. And we know that there's condensation in the clouds. And then we can draw some land. And what else do you guys know from the water cycle? Maybe a tree. And then I want you guys to label it. So in my model, I have labeled evaporation, condensation, precipitation, groundwater, and transpiration. So now what you're going to do is you're going to take your cup and you are going to fill it with some blue water, not all the way, just a little bit on the bottom. And then, I already did this ahead of time, but then you're going to draw a line at exactly where the water level is. So it helps if you put the cup flat on the ground, look eye level, and then draw the line where the water is. Then what you're going to do is you're going to open up your bag and you are going to put the bag in the corner, but make sure you don't spill any water. So you're just going to set it inside, not to spill any water. Set it on the corner, and then you're going to close the bag. And that now is representative of the ocean. So now you're going to tape this bag into a sunny window and you're going to observe it for a week. So I know this isn't a window and it's a wall and yours will be put inside the window, but I want you guys to do some predictions. What do you think will happen to this bag throughout the week? Do you think that we will see any condensation or evaporation? Do you think we'll see any groundwater accumulate? If we do, I want you guys to think, do you think the water will be blue like the water in the cup? Will it change colors? What else do you think will happen? So remember, put this in a sunny window, and I want you guys to observe it every day for a week and see what changes. And at the end of the week, I want you to take your cup out and see and compare how much water you lost in that week. Thank you guys for sticking it out for another week, and a big thanks to NOAA Fisheries and the BWET grant for helping us and supporting us on our virtual salmon journey. Next week, we are going to be learning all about stormwater and runoff. We're going to do a really fun experiment with runoff water that we collect outside.